Hey there, mamacitas. I hope this video finds you doing amazing. Okay, so for today, I am so excited to share with you 5 different ways to level up your feminine energy. Okay, now listen, I know what you're thinking. If you're into the femininity movement, you're probably thinking, yeah, I've seen it all before, heard it all before, but I'm here to share with you a different take on femininity. So if you're thinking that things have to be all pink and frilly and just super cookie cutter all the time, I'm here to share with you a very different perspective. I'm here to let you know that you can be athletic and be feminine. You can be independent and be feminine. You can be any race, any shade of any race, any size, different personality types, and still be feminine. I mean, don't get me wrong, like if you are into the super girly, pink, frilly, floral things, then cool. I mean, who am I to judge? But if you're not about that stereotypical girly life, then the good news is there is still room for you in the world of femininity. So I'm going to start with perhaps the most obvious tips first and then work my way up to those you probably wouldn't have expected to hear. So if you make it to number 5, girl, you are in for a real treat. Number 1, the most basic thing you can do to level up your feminine energy is to start with a beauty/maintenance routine. I know, but I mean, it might seem obvious, but it takes work, it takes effort, but the results are very much worth it. So number 1, starting with the face, you need to have a skincare routine that is tailored to meet your specific needs. If you have acne or texture, or you really struggle with something that's beyond just what's considered normal, then you might consider seeing a dermatologist. There are online options for, busy folks like myself, such as Dermatica. I actually use Dermatica and I highly recommend it. You don't have to leave the house. You can get something going just like that, okay? So you want to make sure that you are taking care of your skin. I don't care what color you are, what race, what age, you definitely need to be wearing a sunscreen. And there are so many wonderful options out there for people with dark skin that weren't available in the past. Also, if you struggle with acne or aging, you definitely need to consider Tretnoin. Definitely do your research. I use it. I've been using it this last round since about January. I get it through Dermatica. It is, I think, oh gosh, like $30-40 a month. I don't know. I'll have the video linked below. You can skip months. I'm skipping because, once you start maintaining, you don't have to use it every day. But it has helped me to feel more confident at 35 years old. Baby, okay, I've got the best skin that I've ever had. And I continue to try to learn new things and, keep it that way. I'm trying to age backwards, okay? But you need to find something that works for you. Do the research, do some trial and error, but take the time to make the investment to make sure that you take care of your skin. Okay, that's the first, most simple way to level up. Now, also in the way of a beauty routine, you need to think about the skin below the neck. Actually, I consider like the face and the neck, that's kind of one. Your skincare should extend to your neck. So below the neck, your skin should be clean, of course. There's basic hygiene, like there's so many wonderful hygiene videos out there. If you'd like to see one from TNT, do let me know in the comments. I love to spill the tea on all things beauty, me and my sister both. But of course, make sure you are bathing regularly. Okay, you also want to make sure that you are exfoliating, testing out different products, figure out what works for you. Are you sensitive to fragrance? Can you handle fragrance? Do you know how to label fragrance? Which that kind of takes me into my next thing. Like, fragrance to me is just such a vibe. Now, my sister Tiffany can get so technical with the notes and the terms associated with fragrance. I can't do all that, but baby, I do love to smell good. I am scent dominant, and it just helps me feel so pretty and feminine, even if I'm walking around in sweats, kind of like I'm doing now. Okay, but take the time. Like, your man doesn't want you to look or smell like a man. Take the time to be feminine. You know, it's worth it. And you know, one thing that gets me too, like, you don't have to wait until you're leaving the house to put on some perfume. Like, you should always smell good. If you are a fragrance person and you enjoy nice smells and you can tolerate it, you can be at home with your man, your family, your kids, or you can be by yourself. You can smell good just for you, because that's what you do. And that's definitely a way to play up those feminine vibes. Now, the next level, we're kind of moving by levels. The next thing are kind of like some bonus things, okay? So once you get the basics down, you can move up to this, okay? So having a maintenance routine for your brows, lashes, and nails. Now, this is kind of a struggle for me. I struggle with my brows. I don't take the time to go get them done, but I do try to do things at home. I recently did a lash and brow perm in my glow up video. I will try to remember to link that down below. That was really fun, okay? But they're just take care of them. That's the bottom line. You don't have to go and have them done, but groom them, take care of them, okay? And then for nails, I've been loving my gel nail kit. I do wish the polishes lasted longer, but it's basically, you have the look of the nail salon and you can get it at home. I'll try to remember to link that kit down below. But anyways, just by, you know, having your nails done, it does give you a different vibe. Like, I've got this, my wedding ring that I love so much, but I feel self-conscious, like I'm not even supposed to be wearing it without my nails being done. And you guys, I do not like sitting long enough to do my nails, but I do it. And when I do, I'm glad, okay? And my husband is glad too. So for the bonus round of tip number 1, like, if you really want to do the thing, I struggle with this, but like, go to the gym, like, eat right, like, really, really level up. This whole thing about looking good, it's not about competing with other women. Let me say that again. It is not about competing with other women. You are competing with you. This is all about becoming the 2.0 version of you. So with that being said, we'll go on into tip number 2. Tip number 2, it's not easy, but it definitely does make a difference. And like I said, there are levels. If you are like a level 1, you could work up to being a level 2. If you're a 5, you can work up to being a 6. This tip is to try to keep your spaces neat, clean, and fresh. Your house, your bedroom, like your kitchen, your car, your office space at work. Like, I have ADHD and it runs deep, baby. Okay, so I'm disorganized. My desk at work, you know, I gotta work on this. But I know when my desk at work is clean, when my room is clean, see, I got the pillows on the bed right now. Like, when my space is clean and I've taken the time to make it reflect me and how I want to feel, it really does make a difference. Guys are messy. I don't expect my man to be as neat and as, I mean, I'm not that organized, but, you know, as, you know, pristine as me and the way I like things to be. That's my job. It's my job to, you know, tidy up the room, light candles, make it feel extra special. I don't need him doing that because that's what I do, and I let him appreciate it. And if it's just me, then I appreciate it. It just makes me feel like I'm on a whole nother level. It's something very simple. It's free. Cleanliness is free. There are things you can buy to help it be more convenient and more easy. I know time management is really a thing. You see these girls with these perfect homes, seemingly perfect lives. Notice many of them don't have children running around. I do. I get it. It's hard, but try to, you know, set routines and, you know, stick to it. Like I said, if you're a 1 on this, if you are like a complete slob, then work on being a 2. That's the beauty of this. There is no one size fits all. It's about improving, and just trying to keep a clean space will set you up to, you know, feel a little more put together, and it will help you to level up your feminine energy. So number 3 is a goodie for me. I don't really hear a lot of people say this, but I feel like if you're looking to level up your feminine energy, you really need to look within. If you think about the person in your life that you can go to with anything, and you're going to feel that you're not being judged, but you're being accepted, it's probably your mom in many cases. And the tip is, don't be judgmental, be compassionate. And this is something that you really want to work on. It comes from within. As a younger woman, I didn't necessarily have this. I had to go through some things. God had to humble me, but because I went through those things, I can relate to people even if I don't agree with them. I can have compassion on people even if their views are totally and completely different. If I don't agree with what they're doing, I can still treat them with respect. I can be honest and compassionate at the same time and say, I don't necessarily agree with this, but and I have found that if you have that sort of outlook, if you go out of your way to be respectful and kind to people and non-judgmental, it draws people to you. You'll find people that you really don't even know all that well. They'll be telling you things that they never felt comfortable to really tell anybody. And I like that. I like that people trust me to be able to tell me things. And I really work hard not to be judgmental. At my church, my father, he always preaches grace, and you're never going to really lose anything by being gracious to people. If anything, it's going to save you a lot of stress. Think about how you feel when you're being judged for something. Try to be understanding. It doesn't mean that anything goes. It definitely does not mean that. You can give your opinion of something if you're asked for it, but do so kindly and with compassion, and that will take you a long way. Also, I mean, it's kind of related to that. If you'll just give people the benefit of the doubt when you can. It doesn't mean be a doormat. Absolutely not. Have standards, follow those standards, but take it easy on people. Don't sweat the small stuff. Try not to offend easily, and this will really increase not only your feminine energy, but your ability to attract people, not just men, but people. How do your coworkers feel about you? How do your friends feel about you? Do you want to have real friends, or do you want frenemies? Do you want people to know beyond the shadow of a doubt that they can go to you with anything? It's a lot to think about, but it's something that you can really do, not just to level up your feminine energy, but your relationships, period. It works, I promise. And if you want more information on that, just let me know. So tip number 4 is closely related to number 3. Well, kind of. Okay, so it is to keep your cool. Let me say that again. Keep your cool. Not when it's easy to, but during times that you will legitimately have the right to go off on somebody. Do what you can to just keep it calm, keep it classy. You can say what you have to say without being and a lot of times when you argue with people, the argument itself takes away from what the issue really is. And I kind of discovered this by accident. A long time ago, I stopped using curse words. I just don't. Like, if you hear me curse, oh Lord, you might want to run. Like, I really try to watch what I say. Number 1, that comes across as being more ladylike. That's not why I did it, but it just is. If you got a dirty mouth, there's nothing feminine about that. That doesn't mean you can't ever curse, but you probably don't want every other word coming out of your mouth to be like that. You need to know, friends, your men, they need to know that when they take you in front of whoever, that you can hold your own. So I'm getting a little off track here, but keep your cool, even when it is difficult. Okay, self-control. I remember what I was going to say now. So when I stopped cursing, it forced me to become a better communicator. So when I get really ticked about something, really passionate about it, a lot of times I'll write it down. That way it lets me get everything out that I have to say. I make sure I don't miss anything. But rather than like cussing somebody out or throwing insults, no, I'm going to tell you what I really feel. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to give you reasons why, and I'm taking out the fluff. Think about when somebody is in court. They don't go into a courtroom, a lawyer, and say, oh, well, he's a deadbeat, he's a loser, he's this and that. No, they give you facts. So try to stick with facts when you're upset or dealing with something where you would be justified in going off. Okay, self-control is key. Even when somebody else is losing their cool, if you can, just try to stay calm and collected. And that way, if you ever do have to go off on somebody, they'll know deep down inside they deserved it. Like if it takes you a lot to get there, when you do get there, they know they deserved it. So just keep that in mind. It does work. If you're out in public dealing with people, like, you might be at the drive-thru or the bank and somebody is rude to you, maybe you want to go complain about it. Act like a lady. You speak intelligently, state the facts, and leave the emotion out of it. And you'll have a lot more credibility. Oh my gosh. Okay, so my last tip is definitely one of my favorites, and I don't hear people talk about this that much, but study. A lot of times people want to increase their feminine energy because they want to improve their relationships. Well, relationships happen to be very counterintuitive, and I'm still learning a lot about this myself. What you want in a relationship, how you want to be treated, is not necessarily how your man wants to be treated. Think about that, okay? Your man wants to be treated like a man, but so often we find ourselves dealing with them in a way that we would deal with other women because that's what we would want. But no, you have to study these things. They don't come naturally. They don't. Men and women are different. I blame Eve. It all goes back to the curse. But just think about it. We spend time treating our man like we want to be treated, so treating them like women and then wondering why we're not getting the results that we want. It is counterintuitive. You do need to study masculine behaviors. When you study the masculine behaviors and begin to understand them better, you will kind of learn how to balance out things, because it is not intuitive. It's not. And but once you study and you learn, you're like, oh, okay, this is making sense to me. So whether you are dating or married or looking to pursue a relationship, if it's important to you to level up your femininity for the sake of a relationship, you've got to do the research. Really, there are just certain things that just work. You need to know how to handle an argument, when to walk away. You need to know how to attract, let him do some of the work and not chase. It's a whole science. It's a lot. And one thing that is really tough for women that are independent, like myself, I used to have this mentality like, I don't need him. I can do what I want to do for myself. And that's true. And we are smart and we can take care of ourselves and we don't need anybody to do it for us. But you don't want to have that vibe in a relationship. If you're looking to grow your relationship to make it healthy, don't give that vibe off. He'll find out that you don't need him if the relationship ends. But let him feel like the man. Okay, like I'll give you an example. I am really bad to just be like, if I want something done and you act like you don't want to do it, I'll do it myself. So I did this with my daughter's bed. I put it together, and then, you know, the drawers were all messed up, and so he ended up having to go and fix it anyway. Again, I was trying to put my son's table together. It's like a gaming table, and I'm like, I got this. So I go up there with a drill, I guess, or whatever, and I had my hair down. I didn't know I was supposed to pull my hair back, and it got caught up in the drill, like right off the gate. I literally had to cut my hair, and I think that's why there's like this short piece right here. Like, it was bad. So, you know, there are ways to be able to work it, okay? But you need to study. Do what you're doing right now. Do the research, because it does not come naturally. So many of the things, it's a whole science. But once you crack that code, oh man, you're going to be in such good shape. So guys, that's it. There's so many more things you could do to level up that feminine energy. If you want to know more of those things, then do let me know. What specific questions do you have? Are you more concerned about femininity and relationships, or femininity and self-love? Like, let me know. Like, it's a whole journey, and it's one that is very much worthwhile. That is it for your 5 tips. As always, thank you so much for watching. And if you want to see me and my sister Tiffany break down all things beauty and femininity, then do let me know in the comments. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you learned something new, then give this video a like. As always, mwah.